Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In this session, we shall see how to find the principal value of argument of z. Initially, we know what you mean by the principal value of argument of z. So, it is an argument value. It is an argument value theta. It is an argument value theta with theta lying in between minus pi to pi. Theta lying in between minus pi to pi. Right? First of all, you know what you mean by argument value. So argument means what? So if I consider a complex number precisely non-zero. So first of all, if we mark the complex number a plus ib, so then consider the line joining the point and the origin, and at what angle actually this line subtends with respect to the positive real axis. This is called the argument value. This is called argument value. Now what actually we have to find? I have to find such argument value, but it should be in between minus pi to pi. So any argument value lying in between minus pi to pi is called as the principal value of argument of set. Now, actually this argument value depends on the position of this complex number, right? So where actually this complex number is, on that fact the theta depends. If complex number is here, then what is actually the theta? It is the angle subtended by this line with respect to the positive real axis. In that case, it will be the argument. So if complex number is here, then I have to join the point and the origin. Then you have to see what is the angle subtended by this line with respect to the positive real axis. So that this argument value actually depends on the position of this complex number, where actually the complex number is there. So depends on that position, you can have the argument value. So thus, now we shall find the principal value of argument of z based on the position of the complex numbers, and precisely we shall distinguish the position by the quadrants. So we know that there are 4 quadrants on the complex plane. So based on the 4 quadrants, we shall find the principal value of argument of z. Now I'll start with a non-zero complex number. Let z equal to a plus ib be any complex number with z not equal to 0. It is a non-zero complex number. So it is a non-zero complex number means, so z is equal to a plus ib cannot be equal to the zero complex number. That means this complex number is not equal to this means, so either real part is not equal to this, imaginary part is not equal to 0. That is, a is not equal to 0 or b is not equal to 0. So now just I will consider a convention. I will introduce a convention that a cannot be equal to 0. A cannot be equal to 0. So any one has to be non-zero. Both cannot be 0, right? So if both a and b are equal to 0, then obviously it will be zero complex number. So which is not true. So any one of this has to be non-zero, always. In all the cases, any one of this has to be non-zero. Just I'll introduce a convention, and my convention is a is always non-zero. So hence, what is the option? B could be 0. In some case, B could be 0, but A is never 0. So you can follow for B also, but why have taken A? you'll see in the next part. So A is never 0. Now, I'll come to the quadrants. So first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Okay. Now, suppose the complex number which you have considered is in first quadrant. Suppose it is in first quadrant and its position is this. Now, we have to find the principal value of argument of this complex number. The principal value of argument of complex number z means it is the argument of z whose value is in between -pi to pi, right? So argument value is what? First of all, it is the angle subtended by the line joining the point A comma B and the origin with respect to the positive real axis. And now in this case, this is the angle. And say it is theta. Now I'll come to measures of angles. So if I start from here, if I start measuring the angle from here, so this is 0, right? This is 0. So this is 90 degree. This is 180 degree. This is 270 degree. And once again, this is 360 degree. Right? So now I'll start from here. I have measured an angle. So it is theta. So it is greater than 0 and actually less than 90 itself. Actually less than 90 degree. Or if in terms of radians, if you are to write, so 90 degree means pi by 2. 180 degree means pi. 270 degree means 3 pi by 2. And 360 degree means 2 pi. So I have an argument value, right? So the angle at which this line is subtended along the positive real axis is nothing but argument value. So I have argument value, right? And in what range this argument value lies? So it is actually greater than 0, right? So it is above 0. So this angle is above 0. And it is actually less than pi by 2 itself. So obviously it will be less than pi because this point strictly lies in first quadrant. So I am trying to find principal argument of complex numbers based on their position, and I am distinguishing their positions based on the quadrants. So if I consider only the first quadrant, obviously this theta will be in between 0 and 90. It cannot exceed 90 and it cannot be below 0, right? So it is less than pi by 2 or it could be equal to also, and obviously it is less than pi, and 0 is obviously greater than -pi. So this theta in fact lies in between -pi and pi. So the argument value which I have got lies in between minus and pi, and which is nothing but the principal value of argument of z. Hence, whenever the complex number which I have considered is in the first quadrant, the argument value which we will get, will be itself the principal value of argument of z, as it lies in between -pi and pi. So I have to write this. Okay. So first quadrant. So first quadrant, if the complex number z lies in first quadrant, that is, so this complex number has to be in first quadrant means, so what are the a and b values? So a should take only positive values, right? A should take only positive values and b can take 0 and positive values, because I have made a convention that is a cannot be 0. So it should lie in first quadrant means a should take only positive values and b could be 0 also. If we take 0 values, if b is equal to 0, then the numbers will lie on the x-axis. So it will be considered to the first quadrant. We can consider it. So if A is positive and B is greater than or equal to 0, then the number A plus IB will be in the first quadrant. So in this case, so the theta value which we have got by measuring this angle, so that will be itself the principal value, right? So now how to calculate that theta value? So what could be that theta value? That could be calculated by constructing a right angle here. So this is a right angle triangle and this is the angle theta. So in the right angle triangle, so what is this length? This is A and this is B. So in this right angle triangle, so if I consider tan theta, so what is tan theta? Tan theta is opposite by adjacent. Opposite by adjacent. So theta will be just, it will be tan inverse of B by A. Tan inverse of B by A. And here A is positive. So just I will take a representation here. Tan inverse of, so B by A is there. I'll write it as modulus of B by A. I'll take it as modulus of B by A. So just to avoid negative values. So here B is non-negative. B is non-negative. So B will be modulus of B as it is. And A is positive. So A, modulus of A is itself. So just I have not made any changes here. So just I have taken their modulus value. As B is non-negative, B is modulus of B and A is positive, so A will be modulus of A. So just a representation purpose, for representation purpose. So whenever the given complex number lies in the first quadrant, so just measure this angle, or the measure of this angle will be nothing but the principal value of argument of Z. So first of all, the measure of this angle will be argument of Z, and as it lies in between minus pi to pi, so it will be the principal value of argument of Z. And to get that theta value, just you have to calculate tan inverse of B by A. You know what is B and what is A, so just you have to calculate what is tan inverse of B by A. And in this fraction, so we have A in the denominator. Whenever the denominator is equal to 0, so this value tends to infinity. So just as we are discussing in general, so I am avoiding the case A is equal to 0. So for that, I have made this convention. So if A is equal to 0, then this number will approach infinite value. So as we are discussing in general, A and B values are in general, just I am avoiding the 0 value. So I have taken the convention A is not equal to 0. B could be 0, right? Now this is the first case. Now the second case is if the complex number lies in the second quadrant. If the complex number lies in second quadrant. This is the second quadrant. And suppose this is the position of the complex number. Right? Now, first of all, I need argument of Z. Then I need the principal value. Right? What is argument of Z? So argument of Z means it is the angle subtended by the line joining the point A comma B and the origin with respect to positive real axis. So I have to join these 2 points, origin and the point. Then I have to measure the angle subtended by this line with respect to the positive real axis. Then that angle will be nothing but argument of Z. So if I measure this angle, I will get argument of Z. And in which range this theta is? So this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, 3 pi by 2, this is 2 pi. So what that means? Theta is in between 0 and pi. Theta is in between 0 and pi. And 0 is obviously greater than minus pi. So the argument value which we will get by measuring this angle obviously lies in between minus pi and pi. So this will be itself the principal value of argument of z. Now, how to calculate this theta? Now, how to measure this theta? In the first case, so we were able to draw a right angle triangle. So hence we can consider trigonometric function. So theta will be just tan inverse of b by a. So it will be very simple. But in this case, to measure this angle, we cannot consider any right angle here directly. So what shall we do here? What shall we do is, see here. So actually I need this angle. Right? So what is the total measure of this angle? It is 180 degree, right, or pi. So from this point to this point, semicircle, so it is the total measure of angle is pi, right? So this total. In that angle, just I need this one. That means I have to remove this part. So it is enough to find this angle. If we can find this angle, remove that from. So in this total angle pi, remove this part, so you will be remained with the required value. And now the question is how to find that angle. So what shall we do is take the mirror image of this point, along the imaginary axis. It means place a mirror here and take its mirror image. So mirror image will be here. So what it will be? So this will be the point. And what will be the coordinates? The coordinate b will be same. But this coordinate, x coordinate will be positive. So in this case, in the second quadrant, x values will take negative, y will be positive values. So here a is actually negative. So when it takes its mirror image, a will actually be positive. So this value has to be positive here. That means whenever a is negative, so minus a will be positive. So it is similar to. So if I give you an example with numbers, so 0, +1, +2, +3, -1, -2, -3. So if I keep a mirror here, so if this is the point, means which mirror image will be here. So the y coordinate will be same. So for example, suppose this is 1, this is 2. So suppose point is here. That is, it is -1, 2. Suppose, assume that my point is this. So what will be its mirror image? So if I keep a mirror here, its image will be here. So that means the coordinates will be 1, 2. So if I take this as a, b, so b is constant, only a gets negative. So if I take this is a, what will be this? It will be minus here. So the coordinates of this will be minus here. Now both are positive. So b is positive. So b is kept as it is. So as a is negative, minus a will be positive. Now the line. So just I have taken the mirror image of this straight line. Right? Now as it is a mirror image, so this angle will be equal to this angle. This angle will be equal to this angle. Now take this as theta dash. So then it will be also theta dash. Now once again, minus a, b. I have a ordered pair, so I can associate this to the complex number minus a plus ib, where minus a is positive and b could be non-negative. That means I came to the first case. So I have a point in the first quadrant. Whenever we have a point in the first quadrant, I can find this angle. What is this angle? Actually, it is the angle subtended by this line. I can find that using the right angle, right? So what is theta dash? What is theta dash? It is tan inverse of B by, so what is this quadrant? It is minus C, right? Because this is a right angle triangle, this length is B, so length of this line is minus A, because A is negative, so length will be always positive, so length will be minus A. So tan theta dash is, or tan theta dash will be opposite by adjacent, that is minus B by minus C, or theta dash is tan inverse of B by minus C. So in second quadrant, A will be negative and B will be non-negative. B will be greater than or equal to 0, A will be negative. So whenever A is negative, what is modulus of A? It is minus A. And B is non-negative means modulus of B is B. So I can replace it as tan inverse of B is modulus of B minus A is modulus of A. So it will be modulus of B by A. So this is theta dash. So that means I can calculate this angle by using A and B values, and this is this one. So hence the principal value of argument of Z. So what is argument in this case? This is the argument of this complex number, right? So we have to find the argument value of this complex number actually. So, and what is the argument? This angle. So as it is difficult to measure this angle directly, so what we'll do is we'll measure the total angle. Total angle is phi. In that total angle, I have to remove this angle, right? And this angle is equal to this one. And what is that? It is tan inverse of modulus of P by E. So if the point lies in the second quadrant, the principal value of argument of Z is phi minus tan inverse of modulus of B by E, right? Now, the third case, that is, now suppose the point is in the third quadrant. Suppose the point is here. In the third quadrant, these values will be negative. That is, A will be negative, B will be non-negative. That is, if A is less than 0 and B is less than or equal to 0. B could be equal to 0 also, but A cannot be 0. Okay. Now in this case, we have to find the principal value of argument of Z. So first of all, argument of Z means I have to join this line, that is join the points A, B and the origin. And the angle made by this line with respect to the positive real axis will be actually argument value. The angle subtended by this line with respect to positive real axis. Usually we will measure the angle in anti-clockwise direction. So this will be actually argument of Z. But observe here, so from here I am starting measuring the angle 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, this is again 2 pi. Actually this angle exceeds the value pi. So it is greater than pi. But what actually we need? I need the principal value of argument of Z. That means I need an argument value which lies in between minus pi and pi. It should be less than pi. But if I measure this angle, it will exceed pi. So this is not the required principal value of argument of z. Obviously, it is argument of z because it is the angle between this line and the positive x-axis, positive real axis. So, but it is not the principal value because it exceeds pi. So what shall we do is, we'll measure the angle in clockwise direction. So if we measure it in anti-clockwise direction, it exceeds pi. So we shall measure it in clockwise direction. So I am starting with from 0. I am moving it in clockwise direction. So negative. So 0, 0, minus pi by 2, minus pi. So this angle is less than 0, and greater than minus pi. This angle, if I name it as theta, it is less than 0. Sorry. It is less than 0 and greater than minus pi. So just we are measuring it in reverse direction. That's it. Once again, I am measuring angle subtended by this line with respect to positive real axis itself, but in the negative direction. That's it. So now I need the measure of this angle. It is the angle subtended by this line with respect to the positive real axis in clockwise direction. That's it. I'm measuring it in reverse direction just to get the principal value of argument of z. Once again, to measure this angle, it is very difficult because here a comma b is an arbitrary value, right? So it could be anywhere here. So what shall we do is, once again, the complete angle is, what is this complete angle? It is minus pi, right? Minus pi. So in that, I have to add this value. Right? Or now extend this line. To the same length. So the length of this line is equal to length of this line. So just I have extended in the opposite direction. So what will be the points? Here a comma b. A is negative, b is less than or equal to 0. So here a will be positive, so that means minus a, b will be here minus b, because here b is taking negative values. So in the upper half plane, b will take positive values. So here a comma b. So if I extend this line in the opposite direction, so at the same length, another end point of this line will be minus a, minus b. So both, as a is negative, minus a will be positive. As b is less than or equal to 0, minus b will be greater than or equal to 0. So that means once again I got a point in the first quadrant. Now actually I need this angle. And this angle is equal to this angle, vertically opposite angles. So these two angles are equal, and I know how to calculate this angle. So by constructing right angled triangle, right? So name it as theta dash. This as theta. So what is theta dash? So length of this line is minus a, length of this line is minus b. So tan theta dash is minus b by minus a, or theta dash is tan inverse of minus b by minus a, or tan inverse of so minus b. As b is less than or equal to 0, minus b will be greater than or equal to 0. So, or B is less than or equal to 0, right? So modulus of B will be minus B. Then as A is less than 0, modulus of A will be minus A. So just I am replacing minus A by its modulus value. So it is modulus of B by A. So theta dash is tan inverse of modulus of B by A. That means this one. So I am measuring it in clockwise direction. So this total angle is minus pi. Total angle is minus pi, and in that one I have to add this one. In clockwise direction we will remove it. In anti-clockwise direction we will remove it. In clockwise direction we have to add this one, because I need this angle, right? I need this angle, this one. So total angle is this minus pi. So to reach this one, I have to add something, because we have a negative value. So to come back, we have to add something. And what you have to add? We have to add this angle, that is minus pi plus theta dash. And what is that theta dash? It is tan inverse of modulus of B by A. So hence, the required principal value of argument of Z is minus pi plus tan inverse of modulus of B by A. So in calculating this value, what I have done here, so we have taken the point is in the third quadrant. So by joining these 2 points, we'll get this line. If we measure the angle in anti-clockwise direction, the angle exceeds pi. So hence we will not get the principal value. So we will go in the negative direction. Again, we will take the angle subtended by this line with respect to the positive real axis. This will be the angle. So what we'll do is we'll consider the total angle, which is minus pi. In that we have to add this one. So here we have, so to come back we have to add something, because we are in the negative direction. So what we have to add? This angle, and this angle is nothing but this, and this we have calculated, tan inverse of modulus of B by A. Right? And now the fourth case, means we are in the fourth quadrant. So that means suppose the point A comma B is here. So once again, so A comma B here means A is positive values and B is less than or equal to. If A is positive and B is less than or equal to 0. Okay. Now once again, this is actually the line joining the points origin and A comma B. So the angle subtended by this line with respect to the positive real axis actually gives argument value. But if you measure this in anti-clockwise direction, it obviously exceeds pi. So that means not the required principal value. So if you measure it in anti-clockwise direction, you will not get the required principal value. So once again, we'll go in the negative direction. So this is 0, this is pi by 2, that is minus pi by 2, minus pi, like this. Now this is the required angle. Now how to measure it? So what we'll do is, we'll take the mirror image of this point along the real axis. So where it will be like this. Or you can draw a right angle also here. You can draw a right angle, or you can take its mirror image also. Whatever you are convenient with. So this is theta, and as it is a mirror image, this angle will be equal to this angle. These two angles will be same. So theta will be this angle. So as it is a mirror image, so here A remains constant, but B changes. Here B is actually negative value, but when it comes to the upper half plate, B will be positive. So B changes to minus B. Once again, I have a point in the first quadrant. And whenever we have a point in the first quadrant, we can easily find the argument value. So this is nothing but theta. So theta is actually tan inverse of minus B by A, or it is tan inverse of B is less than 0. So minus B will be nothing but its modulus value, and A is positive, so A will be itself modulus of A. That is, it is modulus of B by A, right? Modulus of B by A. But so this angle is equal to this angle. These two are equal in magnitude, but they are differing direction. So here I have measured this angle in anti-clockwise direction, but I need the same angle in clockwise direction. So it will be minus. It will be minus. So the required argument value, the principal argument value in this case is minus tan inverse of modulus of B by A. Minus tan inverse of modulus of B by A. Right? So now just we shall conclude this. Thus, the principal value of argument of Z is, it is denoted by this symbol. So based on 4 cases, what is the first case? If it is in the first quadrant. In first quadrant, A is positive, B is non-negative. If A is greater than 0 and B is greater than or equal to 0. In this case, what is the argument value? It is tan inverse of modulus of B by A. In the second quadrant, A is negative and B is once again non-negative. In this case, principal argument is pi minus tan inverse of modulus of B by A. And in the third quadrant, A is negative and B is less than or equal to 0. In this case, minus pi plus tan inverse of modulus of B by A. And in the fourth quadrant, that is if A is less than 0 and A is greater than 0 and B is less than or equal to 0. In this case, principal argument is tan inverse of modulus of B by A. So these are the principal argument values based on their position in various quadrants. Now, whenever you find an argument value, it is one of the argument value of Z, and by adding even multiples of pi, you will get successive argument values, right? That means, so if you can find one argument value, then by adding 2 pi to it, you will get successive argument values. So to get all the argument values, what you have to do? That means argument of Z. So this is representation for argument values of Z. Argument of values of Z equals, so if you can find one, you can find infinitely many by adding even multiples of pi. That is even integer multiples of pi. So argument of Z, it is principal argument of Z plus 2n pi, where n varies over integer. So even multiples of pi. If you add even multiples of pi to the principal value, you will get all the argument values. So this is the formula for calculating principal value of argument of Z. So in the next session, we shall see some of the problems based on modulus, conjugate, and argument of complex number. Thank you.